the knowledge that is there in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means song of the God. Gita means song, Geet means song, and Bhagavad means God. It is part of Mahabharata, which was written about 5000 years earlier, 2500 BC. So, in this 5000 or 6000 year old book, immense knowledge is there for humankind, mankind. Mahabharata, the epic, depicts the battle between Pandavas and Kauravas. And in that battle, when the two forces are aligned against each other, that is the time when Arjuna speaks to God, the reincarnation of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, that, "Oh Krishna, I want to see who all have come here to fight against me. Can you please take my chariot between the two armies?" So Lord Krishna takes the chariot between the two armies and says, "Behold, Arjuna, see who all are there to fight against you." There Arjuna sees his relatives and falls in grief and says, "I don't want to fight these people. They are my own. They are my grandfather Bhishma. There is my teacher, my master, my guru, Dronacharya. How can I fight against them? It's better to beg on this earth rather than fighting and killing these people." That is the time when Arjuna tells God, "O Govind, I will not fight." He tells it in no uncertain terms to God that I will not fight. And then this Bhagavad Gita, which has got about 18 chapters and which is part of Mahabharata and which has got about 700 verses exactly, that is when Lord Krishna speaks to Arjuna and tells him what is his duty, what he should do, why we are on this earth. He tells Arjuna, "Look, never ever there has been a time when you were not here, I was not here, or all these people were not here. We all have been here, and we are present today also, and we will be there in the future also. The soul never dies, it just passes on from one body to another. The way we leave our garments, old garments, which are worn out, and wear new clothes. Similarly, when the body grows old and becomes incapable and dies, the soul leaves the body and goes to another body, and thus the journey of soul continues." Let me remind you with this that my channel Eternal Journey speaks of soul only, the journey of the soul which is eternal until and unless it gets amalgamated into God from where it has come. So Krishna says soul never dies, it cannot be cut with weapon, dried with by wind, burnt by fire, or made wet by water. It is formless, it is unborn, it is eternal. So don't think you will be killing these people. They are also souls, they don't die. But here in this battlefield, you are a warrior, you have come here to fight. It is your dharma to fight. If you don't fight, people of this world will laugh at you. They will think you are a coward and you ran away from the duty, you ran away from the battlefield, scared of fighting. You will get dishonor. So, dishonor to a worthy man is more than death. So, don't worry about life and death. Your duty is to fight, just fight. Arjuna also tells him, "Oh Lord, I am in dilemma now, I don't know what is to be done. I accept you as my guru, master, and I am your disciple now. Please enlighten me as to what should be done in this kind of situation." Then the second chapter, then the third chapter is on Karma Yoga. What is duty? What is not duty? How duty should be done. In Karma Yoga, the third chapter, Lord tells him, whatever is your dharma, dharma means the duty, you should do that. It's better you do your duty even faultily, even wrongly, than following some other's duty. I'll explain it a little bit more. If you are a student, if you are a housewife, if you are a businessman, if you are an agriculture farmer, if you are a corporate official, if you are a soldier, then whatever you are supposed to do is your duty. Whatever you are supposed to do is your dharma. And that you should do. Never refrain from doing your duty. Now, friends, many people do say, Gita tells us to meditate, to be devotional, and to pursue the knowledge path. But the biggest knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is Nishkam Karma, desireless work, the duty that you are supposed to do without desiring the fruits of those actions, without desiring the results of those actions. Work, offer it to God. That is how it is done without asking for the results. Whenever you start your job, you start your work, you start your duty, just offer it to Lord first. Say, oh Lord, you have given me this duty, I am performing it for you, for your satisfaction, and whatever result you give me the capability to accept it with honor and humility. That is how the work has to be done. That is how Bhagavad Gita teaches us to perform the duty, desireless duty. Again and again, many places Bhagavad Gita has said, do duty without asking for the results. That is Karma Yoga. That is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Even if you think that you have to perform a duty towards God and you don't want to do it, that is adharma. So, staying away from work and saying I am worshipping God is not dharma, is not religion, is not duty. You have to work. Even this physical body cannot be maintained without work. You need food to be given to it. You need air to be breathed in and out. You need to see the world. Your hands will be in action whenever you have to eat. So even the maintenance of this physical body is difficult. That is, we are always act. Bhagavad Gita says we are always acting. We are always working. So why not work for God? Whatever you work, whatever you do, just offer it to God and do it. And even while working, think of Him at all times. Do not forget Him while working. That's the ultimate teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Work without desiring the results. Now, fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita gives us a beautiful meditational technique. Verse 29. Friends, just believe it that 5,000 years back, our ancestors knew about the meditational techniques which we follow even today in modern world. The technique has been preserved and passed on till this time. Even Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning of the creation, I gave knowledge of Vedas, knowledge of meditation, and other kinds of all knowledge to the gods. Gods passed the knowledge to kings and great sages, which in turn passed it to their disciples. But in the due course of time, the knowledge was lost. The link was broken, and that's how this knowledge disappeared in between. Now again, I am telling it to you. Oh, Arjuna, listen, I'm giving this knowledge to you because you are my disciple, you are my friend, you are my well wisher. You are a good person, you are a good man. That's why I'm giving you this technique. So in fourth chapter, Lord gives the technique of breathing to Arjuna. We can also say the meditation technique was given by sage Vedvyasa because he wrote the Mahabharata. I am also a meditational practitioner as well as teacher. I also preach meditation. I have on my channel Eternal Journey many videos on meditation. You can go on to my channel Eternal Journey, the journey of the soul which is eternal until unless it goes to God. Please like and subscribe the channel Eternal Journey. Go on to the channel and see how many techniques are being given there. I don't recommend all the techniques to be followed which I have given there. Other than these techniques, even more techniques are there in the world. Go through the books, you'll realize so many techniques are present in the books. Also, you may find many techniques on YouTube as well. But not every technique is meant for everyone. I'll tell you this technique which is given in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is the breathing technique. Friends, this breathing technique is most widely followed and given by masters to their disciples, even in today's present world. Of course, with certain modifications. Not every guru will give the same technique because there are two different minds, so they will think differently. They will modify the technique in such a manner that there is difference. There has to be difference, but the crux remains the same, the breathing technique. Verse 29 of chapter 4. I'll explain in detail this technique here. Since I teach meditation, I can be a good friend for you to learn meditation technique. Let's get on to the technique. Keep looking at the incoming and outgoing breath. With each incoming breath, chant Shivo, and with each outgoing breath, chant Hum. Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum. Also, lift your eyes a little bit and close them. Close the eyelids and focus at the third eye of Lord Shiva, the spiritual eye. The third eye. If you don't know what is third eye, let me tell you. If you have ever seen the picture of Lord Shiva, you will see a third eye here, which is at times closed, at times open in the pictures. So this is where you have to lift your eyes, close the eyelids, and then focus here. Now you don't have to strain your eyes to focus here. Lift the eyes once and focus here and then forget about it. What is of more importance is the watching of the incoming and outgoing breath. Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum. So when you breathe in, you chant Shivo, and when you breathe out, you chant Hum, Shivo Hum. And in addition, you have to imagine white clouds roaring inside and black clouds coming out. Let me repeat it. White clouds going in with the Shiva chant, with the ingoing breath, and dark clouds coming out with the hum chant. Practice it for a minute. You can do it with open eyes also. Mind is very fickle. It wanders away in seconds. And this is what we have to do in meditation. We have to tie it to one place. Do not allow it to go wherever it wants. Fix it at one place. Control the mind. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, O Arjun, the controlled mind is our biggest friend, best friend, and an uncontrolled mind is our biggest enemy. So friends, the control of this mind is very essential, and Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 9 gives us the technique of controlling the mind with the breathing technique. Keep listening also to me and keep doing the meditational technique also. God tells Arjuna, or we can say Sage Vyasa writes in Mahabharata and Gita, be equipoised in all conditions, which means whether happy or unhappy, a good or bad, beautiful or ugly, loving or not loving, friends or enemy, day or night, summer or winter, in all conditions, be equipoised, be equal, see everything equal. Supposing somebody dishonors you, doesn't give you respect, what do? You will be hurt. Your mind will go again and again to that thing and that person. So you have to avoid that situation. How? Bhagavad Gita teaches us. It says, respect or disrespect, honor or dishonor, treat them equally. Be balanced. Now with balance, I come on to one more thing, that is, while eating, sleeping, in a recreation or in working, always be in a balanced manner. Live a balanced life. Again and again, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, O Arjun, get up and fight. That's your duty. We are supposed to perform our duties in this world. He says, I created Varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. But also explains further ahead, these Varnas are based on the qualities, the characteristics, and the kind of work they are doing, not based on birth as we generally accept in today's world. Somebody who's a learned man, knowledgeable man, he is a Brahmin. Somebody who has power to fight, he is a leader. He has the capability to fight. He is a Kshatriya. Somebody who has a mind for inclination for business, who rears and takes care of cows, who looks after agriculture, such a person can be called as Vaishya. And finally, somebody who cannot do anything of these, he serves the others, does manual labor, he is a Shudra. Now Shudra does never, Krishna never says Shudras are by birth, and somebody who has taken birth in a Shudra family will always be a Shudra. That is a misconception which I want to clear here. In chapter 5 again, Lord Krishna gives another technique, or we can say Lord Sage Vyasa, Bhagavan Vyasa, writes in the 5th chapter another meditation technique that is about looking at the eyebrows. Now, both the techniques are watching techniques. In breathing technique also, you have to focus on watching the incoming and outgoing breath. And in chapter 5, verse 27, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, focus between the eyebrows, and that is how you have to meditate. Now, focusing does not mean keeping your eyes there. It means keeping the mind, attention, and focus there. Focus with your mind. Keep the mind between the eyebrows. Bhru Madhya. These are Bhru and Madhya, center. Bhru Madhya, center of the eyebrows. Look at this place. This is known as spiritual eye. Agya Chakra, Kutas, sixth sense, everything is here. If you awaken this chakra, you will be an enlightened man. So how to do this technique? Let me little bit modify it and give it to you. Lift your eyes, close the eyelids, and focus on the eyebrows, between the eyebrows. Lift your eyes, close the eyelids, and focus between the eyebrows. Keep the eye there for 1 second and then forget about the eyes. Do not ever strain your eyes. You have to keep your mind there, not the eyes. Keeping mind and keeping it controlled and making it remain there for as long as possible is the technique. Simultaneously, when you are focusing at the eye, between the eyebrows, mentally chant some mantra. You can take any mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Radhe Radhe, or whatever you like. So, this is how the technique is to be done. This is how it has been told in Bhagavad Gita as far back as 5,000 years back. And many modern teachers teach this technique also. Focus between the eyebrows, chant some mantra mentally, and keep your mind focused at that particular point. That is how the technique is to be done. Now, these two techniques, if you do for 3 months, you will find your life changing. Do it 10 to 15 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes in the morning and 10 to 20 minutes in the evening without fail. If you do these two techniques, let me assure you, you will become a meditational expert very soon. You will start realizing yourself what is truth, what is lie, untruth. Be a self-realized man. A meditational expert is one who, through the techniques, knows himself, knows the God who is lying, who lives in our heart, knows the soul which lives in our heart. Be a self-realized man. Krishna tells Arjuna, be a yogi, meditate. Self-realization means knowing something from inside. Empirical ways, by observation, by experimenting, by reading books and other things, you know God. But this self-realization comes through internal feelings. When you start meditating, your subconscious will also awaken, which will give you tremendous power, siddhis, and other things which you would have never imagined in your life. So, meditate. How to meditate? You can sit on a chair, you can lie on a bed, or you can sit in Padmasana, that is lotus posture, Sukhasana or Siddhasana, and meditate. Do it without fail for 3 months. If you like it, if you enjoy it, if you benefit, you can further continue. You can contact me. I have given my contact number in the description. We'll further go ahead. If you don't like, you can leave it. Maybe it's not for you, your time is not come. But trust me, one day or the other, you will go towards God. Because that's the place, that the destination where soul is supposed to go. Arjuna asked Krishna, "Oh Krishna, what happens to that man who tries to meditate, who tries to worship God, who tries to be a devotee, but due to the difficulties and due to the flickering nature of the mind, he gets lost en route, he loses the path and again comes back to the worldly affairs. What happens to him?" Krishna says, that devotee never perishes, neither his work or his aggregate sum of the karmas, the works that he has done, never perishes. How so far has he gone? How so far has he gone in this life? From there onwards, he will go in the next life. So, from previous lives, life to life, life to life, we carry our karmas with us. We carry the work, good work done by us to the next life. And if a devotee has done well in this life, then his good work will get carried to the next life and he will be born in a good family. A family which is already well ahead in the path of God realization. A family where he will earn good environment. He will get born in a good environment and without any force, pressure or direction or guidance, he will automatically get going towards the same path again from where he has left earlier. And ultimately, birth after birth when he takes, finally he reaches to me. That is the journey of the soul. So the karma from the past life comes to us in this life. And whatever we do in this life goes to the future life, next life. And after millions or maybe thousands of births, he finally goes to God from where he has come. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, always see everybody equally, see everything in me. Everything is in me. That there is nothing beyond me. I am everything. And I am in everything. So, I'll repeat it. See everything in me. So, I am everything, see everything in me. And I am in everything. So, whatever you see, that is nothing else but me. So, see a elephant, cow, dog, Brahman, that is a knowledgeable man, and a poor man equally. Because I am in everyone. I am in everything. See gold, stone, and lump of earth equally. Do not have likings for gold and unliking for stone. So be equipoised, be balanced. Friends, we have spoken for about 30 minutes on Bhagavad Gita today. We'll continue tomorrow again. If not tomorrow, then maybe next day. But soon I'll come back to you once again. Until then, enjoy. Enjoy my channel, Eternal Journey. like and subscribe it, and see you again. God bless.